Hey y'all, I'm Keli Hawthorne. I'm a registered dietitian at Dell in the Department of Pediatrics, where I also work as the Director for Clinical Research. And today I'm going to share with you how to make a simple, easy, healthy, great tasting recipe that you can do at home. It's time to elevate our quesadillas. So I'm going to give you 3 tips on how you can take your quesadilla to the next level. So today we're going to be making chicken, black bean, spinach quesadillas, and it's super easy. I'm going to talk you through every step of the way. So I grilled some of these little chicken tenders outside on my grill, and I used, for my seasoning, this is my new favorite seasoning. It's from Meat Church, and it's called Holy Cow. They have a lot of different varieties too that are all great. I like them because they're also local and made in Texas. They're in Waxahachie, so just a really great seasoning. You can pick them up at Academy too. I also sprinkled some cumin on it because I think that really kind of brings me back to that Tex-Mex flavor that I want. And then I squeezed a little bit of lime juice on there. Just grilled it out on my grill for a couple minutes per side. I like that extra grill flavor and char flavor that's on a little bit of it that can really boost the flavor even more. But you could use rotisserie chicken. You could use any kind of leftover, something that you cooked in your Instapot, any kind of thing. You could use steak. You could add extra veggies if you want to. That's the great thing about quesadillas, is that they're just so versatile. And really just whatever you've got, which is a great thing for right now, and avoid one more trip to the grocery store today, and just use whatever you've got in your fridge. Okay, so here's tip number 1 to elevate your quesadilla. You want to mix all your filling together. There's nothing worse than biting into a quesadilla and the whole piece of chicken comes out. So what you want to do is have all of those flavors mixed together. I'm going to use this black bean fiesta mix. It also has chipotle sauce, corn, and peppers mixed in. So this is giving me a lot of flavor. There's other kind of brands you could use, but I strained it a little bit because it had quite a bit of juice in it, and I knew that when that juice got hot in my skillet that it was gonna thin out a little bit and make for a really messy quesadilla. So I just strained a little bit of that out. But I'm gonna go ahead and add this chicken to it here. And then this is some of my, I'm so proud of this. I grew this in my quarantine garden. This is basically the only thing I have left going is the spinach. The lettuce and the bell peppers did not make it. So I'm gonna mix all of this together, and you see we've really got our bite-sized pieces here. Then excellent next ingredient to add is the cheese. Of course, you can't really have quesadillas without cheese, I think, because the cheese serves a really important purpose. It is gonna hold everything together. And this is what is so helpful for mixing your ingredients together ahead of time instead of just layering it on when it's in the skillet already. You wanna do this because you want all of this cheese to get into all of those nice little nooks and crannies in this filling and really just hold everything together and be all melty all throughout, so you don't have just one side of the tortilla is stuck down and the other side really isn't. So I've got some of that added there. And again, so if you want to, if it's in your budget wise, to buy some prepackaged, pre-shredded cheese, this one is a Mexican 4-cheese blend. I'm also adding some cheese that I shredded yesterday. This is just some sharp cheddar cheese, and I just really like the extra punch of flavor that it adds as well. It's gonna melt down so beautifully inside this quesadilla and make it just extra ooey gooey delicious that you want in a quesadilla. All right, so the second tip to elevate your quesadilla of any kind is to fold it instead of sandwich it. I'm telling you, this simple little technique trick is gonna make your quesadilla so much better because it's gonna be so much easier to flip, and you're not gonna lose all your fillings outside the sides of it while you're trying to flip it. So I'm gonna come over here to my skillet. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit. I put a little bit of olive oil in here. Perfect. So I'm gonna put my first tortilla in, add a little of this filling. Excellent. And then you just want to leave the edges clear so that it'll really kind of fold down and seal together. I'm gonna lift this up and fold it over. I've got quite a bit of little olive oil in the bottom here because that's really gonna help us with the browning. What we want is, everything's cooked inside. We just need to get that cheese all melty and ooey gooey and hold it all together and for our tortilla to be browned. So I'm gonna put in a second one over here and fill it up as well. I like having a mixture of some kind of protein. In this case, I've got chicken, but as I said, you could use all kinds of different proteins that are a nice lean protein source. And then I really like the beans in it too because that adds quite a bit of fiber and all kinds of other nutrients as well. Really, really healthy for you. And then we've got that cheese in there too. We've got some of that dairy providing some calcium. We're really gonna try to hit as many food groups as we can. This is so great because it can really be either a snack or a meal. Okay, so these are already ready to flip. And they're getting a nice crust on them. And look at that, didn't lose a single piece of filling out of the whole thing. Get this one too. Oh, it's looking fantastic. These are looking so great. It's just taking a couple minutes on each side to get nice and crispy golden brown on the outside. I didn't lose any of that filling when I turned them. We're just gonna give it a few more seconds. I'll pat it down so that everything is touching the skillet. I like to use a cast iron skillet for this. It retains the heat and holds the heat so well. And then they're really easy to take care of, so don't worry about that. Don't be intimidated by that or anything. They're just super easy to use and are really a staple in your kitchen. All right, let's see. I think these might be looking good on the bottom too. Excellent. I'm just gonna put them on some paper towels to drain a little bit of that oil off. Oh, these look so, so good. And that one too. All right, turn my oven off. Okay, are you ready for tip 3? While they're still hot, here's the key thing. I want you to go ahead and sprinkle them with a little bit of salt. It just really, think of it as like, your pretzel that has that extra little crunchy salt on the top of it. And you've got to do this while they're still nice and hot so that the salt will adhere to it. But it's really just kind of that finishing touch that's so, so good. And really, again, we're just talking about simple things that you're gonna do to elevate your quesadillas to the next level. Okay, so we've let this drain for a little bit, and now I'm gonna slide them over here because I don't know if you knew this, but food tastes better when it's cut into triangles. So that's what we're gonna do over here. We're gonna put this right into, I've got my knife here. I mean, look at that yummy, delicious golden brown, and all the filling stayed inside. Super easy. It's all healthy on the inside, and we've got that extra little bit of salt there. So I'm just gonna chop these down into triangles. Oh my goodness. Just look at that. You can see the cheese just oozing out and everything. Everybody's staying in place. You're gonna get a bite of everything in every bite. So it's so tasty. So if I'm just gonna eat this as a snack, then I may only have the quesadilla. But if I wanna turn it more into a meal, then I've got my plate ready here. I've got a nice salad to go with it and some sour cream as well. In my salads, I just like to load everything up in there. I always like a little bit of sweetness from some strawberries or some other berries, and some avocado maybe, some shredded Brussels sprouts and carrots as well. And I've got some white cheese that had some basil infused to it. So you can make half of your plate veggies this way too. And remember, we've still got those beans and spinach inside as well with our lean protein as well. I can't wait any longer. I have got to dig right into this, and I hope that I have inspired you to elevate your quesadilla with those simple techniques and tips as well. It's so good. crispy tortilla, the creamy cheese on the inside, the chewiness of the beans and the chicken together, that chipotle flavor from the bean seasoning. It's all so delicious, and because we mixed our fillings in together, you get a little bit of everything in every bite. It really is taking your quesadillas to the next level. Hope you enjoy it too. So good.